Yo, 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 yo. It is November 30th right now. We just got back from our walk, which is completing our month. We're on day number 335. Streak continues, baby. That's every day so far this year. November is out of the way. We've just got one more month left to go. Pretty freaking pumped about that. I I felt like November was a pretty good month. I I don't know. I felt like I was fairly like consistent throughout this entire month. I don't feel like I had nearly as many kind of like slip ups or kind of setbacks on a lot of things. I felt like this month I was, like I said, fairly just consistent throughout the entire month. I got my workouts in. I did definitely notice like I still need to lift more, but I noticed like when I lift, it definitely helps move the weight a little bit faster. I definitely lifted more this month too than in previous months, so we're definitely happy about that. But yeah, with that streak of day 335, that puts us at about 1,240 miles on the year so far, which is just freaking nuts to think about. Like really happy about that. And it's not gonna lie, it's starting to get a little harder because it's winter here in Colorado and it's chilly outside. I gotta been bundling up for all my walks and had to brace some elements a few days. And going into December, it's not gonna get any easier. You got the colder days and wetter weather, so next month's gonna be a tough one, but I think we'll be able to do it. Um, as far as weight goes, another great month. I started the month about 295, and my last weigh-in I was 286. So that puts us down about 9 pounds for the month, which goal is around 8. So I had a target on that. So really happy with that. And I brought it up last month, and just like where I'm at now, it's even more of kind of like a realization of like getting under that 300-pound mark was really hard for me. And like now I think about it, and I'm just like, oh, like I had those days like I was underneath it, and then I was back over it. I was underneath it, I was back over it. Now it's like I'm underneath it, and even if I have a bad day and I go back up, I'm still well underneath it. So it's like that for me is a really good feeling. Just like kind of got away from that, and now we're starting to like I don't know. It's kind of like I can move past that now, so I'm really happy about that. Um, I have been kind of like I don't know. I feel like I've been getting kind of like a little bit of like anxiety over the more weight I lose, like the less I weigh, meaning the harder it is going to be to lose weight. And so it's like I feel like there's always this like mental like, oh, where am I going to hit this wall at again? Where am I going to hit this wall at again? I hit that wall like at 330-ish, and I hit it around 300-ish, and now it's like in my head, it's like, okay, where are we going to hit the next wall at? And it's like it wasn't in this month. This month we didn't hit any walls and kept doing really good about it. I think as far as the closest thing to a hiccup I had this month was the other day on Thanksgiving. It was kind of a I don't know, it was kind of a weird holiday for me. I had family's all out of town and other stuff's going on, so I went over to a friend invited me over, and it was like it was nice, but it was also like I've been eating so good and doing so well, and then it's like, oh, here's a day dedicated to gorging. So it's like I ate a bunch of food and ate a bunch of like treats or like sweets that I probably normally shouldn't have or wouldn't have, but set me back a little bit, but not too much. I think it's okay. But on that same note, like it's so weird how easy it is to kind of like fall off the wagon, because I know just one day of eating like that, like it made me feel terrible. Like I had no motivation. I didn't like the next day. I was like, man, I don't want to do anything. Like it was like instead of just like, oh, I got to go work out or do my walks or whatever, and it's like I'm at the point where it's like I don't even think about it, and it's not like I need motivation to do it. I just do it. Where it was like it kind of like, oh, on that day I did need it because it was like I physically felt like I just felt bad. So it is kind of a weird sensation going back into, you know, kind of bad eating habits and how quickly it definitely affects you. So it's like, you know, it's kind of scary. You know, all it takes is kind of one day to really mess everything up. But again, I had one day. The next day I fixed it. You know, so maybe it takes more than one day. So maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I think the long and short of that though is like just in general, you know, there's a big noticeable difference on eating clean and healthy and feeling good as opposed to like, oh, when you eat poor, it's like, well, you don't feel as good, and it's like that's become very apparent to me, you know, over the last year or so. So it's like trying to continue to always eat good and always keep myself feeling good so that I can continue, you know, this momentum that I got. And it's an effort, but don't get me wrong, I definitely been craving a freaking loaf of jalapeno bacon bread from Domino's. That's something I'm probably going to be eating in the future, sooner than later. But for now, we're holding back and we're staying on the healthy train. So we're good with that. And you know, like I said, just 11 months down is just wild to me. Like in my head, it was like, oh, like I started this in January and maybe I'd get there. And I don't know. I didn't really know where it was going to go. And to be this far along and be like, holy shit, like I only got 1 month left. Now, granted, I'm not going to stop at the end of December. Like I'm going to keep going. But as far as this goal, it's like, you know, I was like 30 days roughly. Oh, or I guess 31 days left. I think that's what it is. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this month, and you know, I'm got a lot of positive energy and momentum moving into December. So I got one more month on this year. I really want to try to like buckle down and dig deep for December, just because like where I'm at, like I'm really happy with, but it's also like I have one more month left to like where's my start to finish, and now that I'm on like this like finish line, it's kind of like all right, like everything we got left in the tank, let's blast it. So I might go really hard in December and do a little extra or whatever. But if I don't, you know, honestly, I'm still fairly happy with where I'm at, and you know, everything's been going good. So do a little shimmy Jimmy. I don't know. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys in December. Later, dudes. Yeah.